Grimgor Ironhide, an orc who's been lagging behind other lords in the past few years, has now received some love with the Greenskins update, making him bigger and harder than ever. But how good is he? Is he really the best? How many of the top damage dealer lords can he defeat? Well, that's what we're going to try and find out right now. We're going to have a showdown with a bunch of the top melee lords in Total War Warhammer 2. They're going to be in a duel situation with all abilities and items available for use. I will take away damage and summon spells though if they have magic, just to make it a little bit more fair and all about the melee. This is by no means a massively accurate way of testing lords against each other, but hey, it's just a bit of fun. Let's see how good Grimgor really is now. So the first challenger rolling up to the plate is old Grombrindle the White Dwarf, taking on an orc. So a nice lore-friendly matchup here, Grimgor versus Grombrindle, both diving in with their massive two-handed axes. And they're both actually quite similar in terms of their stats. Both got lots of melee attack, lots of armor, lots of damage. And Grimgor has a bunch of new abilities, one which can reduce melee defense of the enemy, which is very powerful, which is why Grombrindle has 2 melee defense right now, meaning he is going to take a hell of a lot of damage, as Grimgor is going to be more likely to land his hits. But these two are both just trading toe-to-toe. Nobody's getting knocked over or knocked about too much. They're both just exchanging hits, tanking it out. Grimgor not lost too much health, about a quarter. Grombrindle less than half now. So it's looking bleak for the White Dwarf. That loss of melee defense I think really hurt him. And Grimgor still has his item Gitsnick, which will give him a damage boost when he wants it. And that can be used a couple of times per each of these duels, so that's helping Grimgor out as well. Grombrindle giving it back though. He's confused Grimgor. He's got a free hit in there. Is it going to help him though? He's got Grimgor below half health now. But it's still looking pretty rough for him, as he is nearly out of luck. Nearly out of health. And away he goes. He's had enough. He's had enough. He doesn't want to mess with Grimgor anymore. He's off skis. 1 down for Grimgor. Well, if a dwarf can't do it, maybe an elf can. What about Malice Darkblade with his Zarkaningness? They both just charged in, both popping lots of abilities, lots of stuff going on the unit cards. That explosion you just saw was one of Grimgor's new items as well, the Blood-Forged Armor, which is from the campaign. It's an explosion that hurts enemies and not friendlies, and also gives Grimgor 30 armor, so that's very useful in these fights, going to help him survive that little bit better. Now, as you can see, Malice is taking a pretty heavy pounding. His stats aren't quite up to Grimgor's. I am going to run away here, though, and try and let him Zarkan up to see if he can do anything with that. And I'm trying not to let Grimgor hit him again here. Trying to run him away until he Zarkans. There we go. He's done it now. Popped his ability as well, I think. Grimgor's below half health now. So maybe Malice can turn this around. Maybe Zarkan can turn it around, rather. But he's down. He's still losing health, of course. Zarkan constantly losing health. Grimgor, though, 3/4 health. Can Malice do it? Can he do it? Grimgor's wavering. I'm going to have to use Get Back here to give him plus 16 leadership to keep him in the fight. Malice, can he finish him though? Can he get him before that leadership buff runs out? He's going to do a little shimmy shake on him. Don't know what that really does. Ooh, shake your shoulders at him like a stripper. Come on, Malice. I know you're a dark elf, but Jesus Christ. Grimgor still laying into him though. Going to pop Blood-Forged Armor there. More shoulder shakes. Oh, down he goes. All of a sudden, I think Zarkan run out of HP. He did well though. He did get a few free hits when we were trying to let him Zarkan, but he did pretty well, but Grimgor topped him. Now, what about French hardman Luann Leoncoeur on Biquois, or Biki, or however the hell you say it. Somebody French, let me know how you're supposed to say that. And I did put him on his mount to make it a little bit more realistic to what you might actually come up against, because very rarely will you ever see Luann on foot. So we got him on Biquois. He is going to run away and cycle charge Grimgor a little bit, which is going to be a test, but as you see, Grimgor doesn't actually get knocked over when he comes flying in, and he is giving it to old Luann, who is struggling here. He's getting a pounding. Luann, very tough with his regeneration, but not necessarily a fantastic damage dealer himself. In he comes again. You'll notice Grimgor goes absolutely nowhere. He's a lot higher mass now, I think. He doesn't get knocked over so easy, which is going to give him a damn good chance against a lot of these big, heavy lords that are around now. Grimgor still laying into him. Seems to stagger Luann quite often. Oh, he's going to go away again. Is he going for good, or is he just running away for another cycle charge? He's coming back for more. He's not got much health left. In he comes. This will probably be his final run. He's hanging in there. I'm using all of Grimgor's abilities as we go and as they pop up, pretty much. Grimgor goes up to about 675 weapon strength as well once you've used all his buffs, which is pretty insane. He does tons and tons of damage. Luann just about alive. Going to fly around and come back for one more charge with his last little bit of health. See if he can do anything with it. I mean, he's obviously not going to. Grimgor's pretty beaten up, though. He is below 3/4 health. So, Luann's done a fair bit. Blood-Forged Armor there. Bit of a hit from Luann, but that's it. Heroic victory for Grimgor. Good effort from Luann. Maybe a skipping lizard is more what we need, so let's try out Nakai. He hits very hard, 520 armor piercing damage. Again, very similar stats to Grimgor, much like Grombrindle, but using that Your Next ability has brought Nakai down to 0 melee defense, meaning he is going to feel every hit of Grimgor's axe pretty much. Nakai hit him so hard there, he's spun him around, he's confused. Come on, Grimgor, get with it, buddy. He's back. These two are just going to trade blows. Nakai seems to have some splash attacks that maybe don't hit Grimgor. I'm not sure how those animations work exactly, because he kind of hits in a different direction and then hits back at Grimgor. But Nakai not really doing too much damage to Grimgor just yet. Grimgor's taking about half of Nakai's health now. And Grimgor lost about a quarter of his. Oh, he's knocked him flying though. He knocked him slow-mo flying in the air. A big shoulder barge from Nakai, the first Lord to put Grimgor on the floor today. Manages to get a free hit on him as well. Oh, Grimgor cracks him back though. Not happy about that. Nakai facing the wrong way. Oh, he just cracked him on the nose. I've not seen that animation before. It's just like a little punch. That was brilliant. A proper little street fight jab. Nakai though, struggling to keep up with Grimgor. Half health, wavering from Nakai. And it's going to be bye-bye for Nakai. Here we go, he's off. He's had enough. Fuck this, he says. Fuck this shit. He's too hard. Off he goes. So another one bites the dust for Grimgor. What about some undead? What about a vampire? What about Vlad von Karstein? Not necessarily a fantastic melee damage dealer, but he is pretty damn tough with his crazy regeneration, so we'll see what Grimgor can do. I have given Vlad most of his magic, I've taken away the summons, he even has Invocation of Nehek so he can heal himself if he wants to, and he's also got the von Karstein ring which gives a 90% ward save, so he's basically taking no damage at the moment, and if he does he regenerates it anyway. He's also nerfed Grimgor into the ground because he's only got 6 melee attack now, so Grimgor is going to struggle to hit anything, all those spells, cutting Grimgor down to size a bit, and you can see Grimgor has lost a considerable amount of health now and hasn't done a lot to Vlad because of all his regeneration and his ward save, taking away Grimgor's melee attack. So Vlad taking away Grimgor's strength and really turning the tables on him. He's starting to get a little bit of damage on him now, but he regenerates so damn quickly, does Vlad, so Grimgor struggling to really put any decent damage on him. Done a little bit now, got to wear out all that regeneration. Here comes some healing for Vlad as well, trying to help himself out to survive even longer. And he's maybe able to spook Grimgor off, break his leadership, even if he can't necessarily kill him. He doesn't have that armor piercing damage, so gonna struggle to get through that thick armor too quickly. He's doing alright though. Still below half health for Grimgor. Vlad though just keeps coming back. You get his health down, it just goes straight back up. What can you do here, Grimgor? Gotta wait for the abilities to come together. Bit of Bloodforged armor there. Starting to get some nice damage there though. Could this be it? Can Grimgor turn it around? He's nearly at a quarter health. Come on, big boy. You can do this. We finally run out Vlad's regeneration. You can see the little bar here. It shows where Vlad can regenerate to. You can only get this much health. Oh, a bit less from that big hit from Grimgor. Grimgor still on a quarter health. Here comes the potential game changer though. I've got another Your Next. I waited with Gitsnik till I got Your Next, so I've used both of those at the same time. And now I'm going to try and pour damage into Vlad before he routs off our precious Grimgor. It's looking bleak for Grimgor though. He's below 1,000 health. Come on, you can do it, big fella. Don't let yourself get beaten by a vampire. More Bloodforged armor. Ugh. You dirty corpse. Die. Oh, nice hit there. Is he dead? No, he's still standing. One more hit. Is that going to take him? He's casting. Oh, he goes down. He explodes in a hail of ash. And Grimgor is victorious once again. So Vlad couldn't get the job done, but like your mother always told you, where a vampire fails, a crab will succeed. So here comes Silostra on a rotting Leviathan. Can they get the job done? They've knocked over Grimgor early. Bit of the armor there to try and save him. I have used Your Next and Gitsnik, so he's kind of wasting those abilities because he got knocked over again. And this fight is going to be a bit of a crazy one to watch because there's so much crab all over the place. It's really hard to see what's going on half the time, but Grimgor manages to stand his own most of the time. He doesn't get knocked over too often, which does seem to be the problem with these big heavy lords. Starting to get some damage on Silostra though, taking about a third of the health. He's got about 3/4 himself, so he's turning it around. Got another Gitsnik, going to put that damage in. And honestly, this battle took a while. It took a goddamn while. We'll skip ahead. Got that melee attack reducing ability from Silostra there. She did have most of her spells. Knocked him over. Once again, crab on top of him. He's okay though, he's getting back up. He's about half health now. Rotting Leviathan down to about a quarter. So it's getting close, but Grimgor should be able to hold on. The crab, as long as he doesn't keep knocking him over too much, Grimgor will still have a fair shot at taking him out. Another big shot. Oh, Grimgor's down again. Crab on top of him, but oh, Silostra goes down all of a sudden. And a victory for Grimgor. I guess she crumbled away or something. Grimgor on his knees, which is probably where he should be at the end of this fight, because it seemed like a tough one for him just because he kept getting knocked over so much. But he survived. He's done it. He's still the best. Alright, what about another large lord? Kolak, Sun Eater. Can the mountain god slay Grimgor Ironhide? He's got a few abilities and damage buffs himself. He's knocked Grimgor over straight away though. He's not messing around. Gonna stand on him. Gonna give Grimgor his armor to help him out to survive that knockdown. Taking a pound there. Not done too much damage to Kolak yet. 2 hits in. Taking a little bit of his health off. Grimgor only lost a little bit though. Another hit coming in for both. It's a pretty even trade so far. Grimgor giving it back. And he did kind of lose You're Next, the ability, because I used it quite early and Grimgor got knocked over, so he couldn't really take advantage of the fact that Kolak had no melee defense. So he's kind of missed an opportunity there, which might help Kolak out and allow him to beat down Grimgor enough. Both just standing toe-to-toe trading. Grimgor not getting knocked down too often, thankfully, once or twice maybe. He's got Kolak down to half health, but he's nearly at half health himself. Bit of Bloodforged armor coming in. Kolak just smashing away at him. Seems to be missing a fair few times though. Grimgor's got Gitsnick going on, so a bit of extra damage for him. Kolak gonna lean on him and try and put his weight on him. Didn't really help him though. Both of them not really going anywhere health-wise too quickly right now. Both hanging around half-ish. Grimgor still trying to smash him. Kolak hasn't hit Grimgor for a while, it feels like. Bit of a stalemate now. Nobody can seem to hit anyone. Although Kolak's starting to lose health. Kolak's missed Grimgor a million times. He just cannot land a hit. Kolak down to about quarter health. More Bloodforged armor for Grimgor. Both with over 50 melee defense, so they're pretty good at dodging attacks, which is probably why Kolak can't really seem to hit Grimgor too much at the moment. He's running out of juice. It was looking good for him. He started off strong, but now he just can't seem to land enough hits. Although Grimgor also struggling to land hits. This is taking way longer than it seems like it should. Got that Your Next ability coming though, taking away Kolak's melee defense, and that is gonna make Kolak struggle. He's wavering now, got no melee defense, feeling Grimgor's hits, and away he goes. Target slotted, even getting a hit in after he's shattered. What a brave effort from Kolak. Not good enough though. Grimgor still the best. Alright, what about an Ent, or I mean Durthu? He's big, he's tanky, he hits hard, and he's got magic. I did take some of his damage spells off him, Flock of Doom and the Amber Spear, to make it more about the melee. He's still got all his buffs and debuffs, which he's using right now, although he's just standing there at the moment, letting Grimgor pound on him. Grimgor putting up some damage. Durthu losing health, but he's giving it back to Grimgor. Grimgor's down to half health, pretty much. Durthu also down to half health, so he's making some plays here. He's put far more damage on Grimgor than anyone else has in a hurry, so maybe he can be the one to stop Grimgor. They're about even in the health. I'm not sure what exactly it is that Durthu's doing to really land his hits well. He's got a lot of melee attack, but he's got less weapon strength than some of the other lords, Grombrindle and Nakai. But he is putting the hurt on Grimgor. And Grimgor's struggling. He's got less health than Durthu now. Oh, it's going to be close. Is Grimgor going to get some abilities back to maybe save him? Pretty even. Oh, gets staggered there. Handing it back. Getting stood on by the tree. Down to about a third of his health left. Durthu's got a little bit more. Oh, it's getting close. No, Grimgor. Don't fail me. I'm going to use Get Back here to give him some leadership. Help keep him in the fight. Can he survive? It's looking bleak. Oh, Durthu's got so much health. Here comes Your Next, though. Grimgor's managed to get Your Next and Bloodforged armor off. This is pretty big for him. Could help him survive. He's lowered Durthu's melee defense. He's turning it. He's hanging in there. He's dodged a few attacks, I guess. He's pretty much evened out the health now. Come on, Grimgor. You got this, buddy. You're the best. Come on. Show him you're the best. He's on his last bit of health. He's overtaken him health-wise. Come on, Grimgor. Oh, he's been stood on. Oh, Durthu's wavering. Durthu. Oh, he's broken. He's broken. Grimgor hangs in there to defeat the tree. He damn well nearly did it. If he'd had his magic and had weakened Grimgor before he'd reached him with Amber Spear and things, he might have been able to take him, but look at that cheesy smile. Grimgor's happy. So he's failed every competitor so far. What about the Deathmaster though? An assassin who excels at murdering lords and heroes. He's dropped his Deathmaster sigil early on Grimgor, so that's going to take away Grimgor's charge bonus, which is pretty huge for Grimgor. So he is going to lose that. He's going to bring in his Vortex as well, his Deathmaster. So taking away that big 70 charge bonus of Grimgor is a pretty strong play from Deathmaster Snitch. But he's not done too much damage with it, even using the Vortex. He's faced the wrong with it. Oh, he took a big hit from that. He had his back to him. Got him hit. He's been knocked over. It's not looking good for the Deathmaster. He's been trodden on. Oh, Snitch is getting mashed up. He's trying to get away. Grimgor. Oh, he just doesn't have the armor for this, I don't think, does Deathmaster. He doesn't do well in this kind of one-on-one fight. He needs to stab people in the back and then run away. He can't stand toe-to-toe with the big boys. He's going to run away. Is he routing, though? Nope. He's just running. He's just running. Going to line it up. Maybe not the best idea, though, because this is going to give Grimgor his charge bonus when he hits him. Which is probably going to spell the end of the Deathmaster. Here he goes. Oh, big hit there from Grimgor. Is it enough? No. Snitch hanging in there. He's got Grimgor to half health, but not enough. He's wavering. The rat's off. The rat's off. No good. Probably not really Snitch's kind of fight. And now for the man you've all been waiting for, Tyrion. Well known as one of the best melee lords going. He has 2 health bars technically. Can he be one to fell Grimgor? It's very possible. He is freaking tough. Let's find out. Coming in on the charge. Big charge attacks from both. We'll see who can put out more damage here. Tyrion has a bunch of handy damage abilities for himself. Got Feint and Riposte going right now, as well as a bunch of others. He is taking Your Next though, taking away any melee defense buffs he may be getting. It's reasonably even in the damage, a little bit more for Grimgor. He's got Bloodforged armor going there, that's going to help him out. Another big hit from Grimgor, not sure it landed though. Tyrion evening it out. A duel for the ages this one, and very theme appropriate with the DLC, High Elves versus Greenskins. It's about even, half health for both. Can Tyrion be the one to prove that he's the best? It's getting close. Tyrion, of course, going to get a health boost though when he gets low on health, so that could have a big play here. Both landed shots. Tyrion, about 1/3 of his health left. Grimgor, about just over 1/3 of his health left. Surely someone's going to waver soon. Well, there goes Tyrion. Oh, there comes his healing though. Gives him over half of his health back. A challenge for Grimgor. He's still wavering though as Tyrion. Can he hang on enough to finish off Grimgor? He's got his Bloodforged armor again, helping him survive that little bit. Can Tyrion do it? Can Tyrion beat the best? Both just standing in front of each other, trading blows. No messing around, running away, coming back. Both just taking it, tanking it, hanging in there. Oh, they're both landing hits. Tyrion's going. He's off. He's had enough. He's not the best. He admits it. He is not the best. Grimgor, still the best. So is that it? Can nobody take on Grimgor? Is there nobody left who could potentially take down Grimgor Ironhide?
I'm ready! Let me kill!
Oh yes, there's still one left. Big old Throg. He's a troll with a purpose today, and he's coming out to see if he can put down the best. Comes in hard with a big charge, knocks Grimgor down straight away, making a statement, putting Grimgor on his ass. He's literally running circles around him just to mock him. Sorry about the camera, it goes a bit crazy when you exit those follow views. They're throwing down though, Grimgor's back up, back on his feet, giving it back to Throg. Throg obviously has that regeneration. He's taken a fair bit of damage already though. He's obviously designed a little bit more as an anti-large lord because he has that bonus versus large, but he still seems to put the hurt on enemy lords. He's doing it to Grimgor right now for sure. Giving him a swift kick to the face. Grimgor retaliates. Both boys just tucking their chins in and throwing bombs. Who's going to take it? They're both down to about half health now. Grimgor just above, Throg just below, but Throg is regenerating. That is his perk. He's beaten down the best at the moment. Can Grimgor stay the best? Or does Throg have what it takes to put the best in the bin? We shall see. Grimgor losing his health. Throg, I think, overtaking him in the health. He's holding on. His regeneration saving him. Got a Git Snick for Grimgor and a Bloodforged armor. That's going to help keep him in the game. Throg though, oh, a conk on the head. Grimgor is losing health. His leadership's dropped down to 4, so he is wavering at this point. He is starting to waver. I'm going to have to use Get Back here to keep his leadership up so he doesn't run away. Throg starts to waver. Who can hang on? Can Throg kill him before he wavers? Can he do it? Can he beat the best? Oh, another hit. And Throg. No, Throg's had enough. Bollocks to this, he says. Ease off. Grimgor is officially the best. Nobody can seem to touch him with all his new abilities. He is an absolute monster. So there you go. It seems that Grimgor is now indeed the best. There were a few tests I didn't do. As you saw, there was no Empire, no Beastmen, and no Tomb Kings. Empire and Beastmen, I didn't really think I would have anyone that could stand up to him, so I didn't really bother because they didn't have much of a chance. I did try some out, such as Karl Franz, who just, yeah, his face at the end of the battle just said it all, really. And for the Tomb Kings, the only option I could really think of was Cetra. I tried it on a War Sphinx, which was a bit much because it just kept knocking Grimgor over non-stop and he couldn't do anything, so he did lose to that, but it's kind of an unfair contest because he was losing to the mass of the War Sphinx rather than Cetra's abilities in combat. If anyone can actually beat Grimgor though, it's probably actually Durthu who came the closest, and if you give him his magic spells, he can indeed whittle Grimgor down before he's even reached him with that Amber Spear or with Flock of Doom, so a little bit cheeky, but he can beat him if you allow all the magic. But in melee, Grimgor is unchallenged. For the most part, he is the best, but out in the battlefield there'll be no rules, so he probably will be challenged by a few top boys, but for the most part, Grimgor is now the man. I hope you've enjoyed this. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the future.